Okay then, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to get every new fossil Loomian. So with that being said, let's get into it. The first thing we have to do is unlock the new Detect All item, and we can get this by talking to this NPC at the UMV with a quest icon above their heads. And once you're done talking to her, we can now head over to the Entertainment District in Atlantheon. And once you're here, you can go inside of the museum and talk to this NPC with a quest icon who will give us the Detect All key item. And with that, we can now start mining for all of the new UMV items. So now let's go over all of the new Loomians. Starting off with Soulburst Skelic, you're able to find Skelic Soulburst Crystal while mining. It is fairly rare though, but once you find it and get it, they'll stop spawning as we only need one of them. And this Soulburst Crystal will unlock Skelic's Sea Scourge form, which has the Soul move Heedless Rush, and this is a strong water type attack that will break Scapegoats when used, and then it'll attack afterwards. The ability it has is Rain Rush, which will double its speed if heavy rainfall weather is active. And then here are the base stats. It gets plus 20 health, plus 30 melee attack, plus 10 melee defense, plus 10 range attack, plus 10 range defense, and it actually loses 10 speed, but obviously that's made up for the ability. Next up, let's go over Nautling. To revive this Loomian, we're gonna need to get all 3 of the Spiral Petrolus. They're fairly common, so it shouldn't take you too long. But when you have all of them, you can take them over to this table and revive Nautling. And Nautling actually has a split evolution, which is dependent on which attacking stat is higher. You can evolve Nautling into Nautillect starting at level 25 if your range attack stat is higher than your melee attack stat. And then you can evolve Nautilling into Knockout starting at level 25 if your melee attack stat is higher than your range attack stat. Next up, let's go over Yutiny. To revive this Loomian, we're gonna need to get the Skull Petrolith pieces. They're fairly common, so it shouldn't take you too long to get them. However, there are actually 4 skull pieces. As you can see, both A and B share a pink and blue gem, whereas the C and D pieces only have one of these colors. For Yutiny specifically, we're going to want to use the Skull D with A and B. Once you have your Yutiny low, you can evolve it into Yuteen, starting at level 24. And once you have Yuteen, you can evolve it into Yutyphoon, starting at level 40. Next up, let's go over Venile, which, just like Yutiny, we're going to need to get the Skull Petrolith pieces. I guess you could say both of these Loomians are kinda cousins. So Yutiny requires the skull A, B, and D, whereas the Venile is gonna require to revive the skull A, B, and C piece with the pink gem instead. And once you have your Venile, you can evolve it into Verinox, starting at level 24. And once you have your Verinox, you can evolve it into Verinosaur, starting at level 40. And now finally, let's go over the Titan fossils. Starting off with Morphezu, you'll want to keep mining until you come across this giant Atmos Petrolith. And unlike normal fossils, you don't need multiple pieces for this one. You can just take it and put it on the reviving table to get the Morphezu. Next up is Behemoroth. You want to keep mining until you come across this giant Terrace Petrolith. And once you have it, you can put it on the reviving table to receive a Behemoroth. And the last Titan Loomian is Leviatross. You want to keep mining until you come across this giant Aquatis Petrolith. And just like the other Titans, you'll only need this one piece, and by putting it on the reviving table, you'll get your Leviatross. There are a few more things I should mention about the Titan trio though. Their fossils are the rarest, and you should on average get one Titan fossil every 4-ish dives. And when I say dives, I mean entire trips of a battery, not just 4 walls. And even though they are roamers or legendaries, whatever you want to call them, you aren't limited to only one of them. You can mine for as many as you want. Again, it'll just take you a while to find more of them. Oh, and one more thing, you actually can't rally any of these Loomians, you just can't rally fossil Loomians in general. And with that being said, that is how you can get every new fossil Loomian. Let me know which one is your favourite down in the comments.